Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the whiskey review. In this particular review, tonight I am doing Laphroaig 10, Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. As you know, with my whiskeys, I will be reviewing one without water in its natural form, and then I will be doing one with it. Now, I don't have the container that this comes in. Actually, I do. It's upstairs. I don't feel like going to get it, but just know that this comes in a container. The most richly flavored of all Scotch whiskeys, actually something interesting that they do when you buy Laphroaig is you can actually buy an acre. Not even buy, it's like a free acre. Like you can actually own your own free acre with a code that they give you that you set up online. So you should go ahead and do that. And in my next review, I'll try to bring down the container and just show you all the container, what that looks like. That'll be a separate review, and maybe I'll add to this one. But anyway, Laphroaig 10 usually goes for about, I want to say, between 50 to 60 bucks. It's really hard to say, especially because it's a Scotch. You get upcharges for some different liquor stores. It really depends. Or we sell it for. I think we sell it for maybe 50, maybe even less. I really don't know. But it's really hard to judge us by how much it costs, because it's imported. It's Scotch. It's different. By the way, this is my first Scotch I'm reviewing, so I hope you all enjoy. So this is a Scotch from the Islay region. There are 4 technical regions of Scotland, although there are 6 if you want to include the 2 sub-regions of Highlands. So that's Highlands, and within Highlands there's Speyside, and then there's the Islands, which is not to be confused with Islay, which is what I'm drinking now, and then there's Lowlands, and then there's Campbelltown. So we're doing Islay. Laphroaig, pronounced Laphroaig, because people don't know how to pronounce stuff. You look at this and you're like, how do I pronounce that? Laphroaig. It's Laphroaig. It's Laphroaig, people. Learn to freaking speak. You're going to drink Scotch and you learn how to pronounce it. It's an all-malt Scotch whiskey from the remote island of Islay in the Western Isles of Scotland. Laphroaig is a Gaelic word. It means the beautiful hollow by the broad bay. In the making of Laphroaig, malted barley is dried over a peat fire. The smoke from the peat gives Laphroaig its particularly rich flavors. Laphroaig is best savored neat or with a little cool water. Find out more about Laphroaig, visit www.laphroaig.com. And of course, you can always look up Laphroaig 10 and see the little tube it comes in. I just put the tubes upstairs. I like to keep the tubes, but I don't see any real reason. They're really nothing special. But anyway, I like hearing that little sound, This will be the one I will use without water. This will be the one I use with water. Here. Let me just set that down a little bit so you can all see. You can all see which one is which. So this is just in its true form, without any water added to it. I'm going to give you the notes, going to give you the taste. Then I'll add some to the one with it, compare side by side, and we'll see what goes on. So, you know, from a color standpoint, I don't really care much about the color, but, you know, typical Scotch color, not as dark as you would expect from some bourbons, but, you know, it definitely does show some color in the glass. If you really want to do a good way of making your Scotch or whiskey stand out, preferably a Glencairn glass. This is from the Whiskey Tribe. It's a Magnificent Bastard glass. So that way when you drink it, it's like, hey, who's a Magnificent Bastard? There's the arrow pointing up to you. I'll link their I'll link their YouTube channel below, and then you can go to their YouTube to go to their website. I don't want to necessarily list their website down below without their permission, but I will recommend you go and watch. It's actually Whiskey Fault. So I will pin their YouTube channel below. Anyway, this is something that the Sam of the YouTube channel. You'll understand why I said tribe if you watch. You really want to coat your glass by just spinning it around and doing this way. It really coats the glass. It gets it all nice. Oh wow. There's nice peaty notes in there. A little bit of a briny, a little bit of salt, a little bit of seaweed, kind of like a ocean smell. Maybe you're at the beach, or you're sailing, or you're on a cruise ship. Get that nice ocean smell to it. Some citrus smells in here. There's a little bit of a sweet note as well. I think that was like a vanilla. It's like a light sweet note. And of course, like I said, the little citrus is popping up. And of course, the briny, salty seaweed. So let's go for it and give it a try. Now, I chew my whiskey, but I also lean on my mouth a little bit, let it swirl around, and go back to chewing. So I let it coat my tongue. Wow. You know, believe it or not, sometimes Laphroaig 10 can really put people on their asses, especially if you're new to whiskey. And I was always afraid of trying peated whiskeys, or peated scotches for that matter. So I tried one and I loved it. And I drink Laphroaig 10 and I'm like, this isn't nearly as bad as even some of the bourbons I drink. Believe it or not. You definitely get this little smoky note in the mouth. Nice peat. But you look beyond that, you do get like some of that citrus notes. A little bit of lemon. You definitely get the saltiness. So it sort of gives you that sweet and salty flavoring. Because there's like the sweet notes in there. So you got smoky, you got peat, you got sweet, you got salty. Just like a little bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of an acidic bite to it. Kind of feel it right here in the cheeks. Probably from the citrus. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, it's like, oh wow, I got some nice sweetness in that. Wow, that's oh, you know what, another thing, iodine. So a little bit of medicinal smell to it too. Okay. Moving on to what we're going to add it with. I use a cap of Deer Park water. Sometimes I say water. Cap of Deer Park water, and you can do whatever you want, however you want. I like adding Deer Park because I like Deer Park, and I always have a bottle on me. Just fill it almost so it's full. Don't let it overflow. Don't get water all over the table. Just kind of fill it up to like right at the edge. And I can't really show you, but just fill it up to the edge and just drop it in there. Now it does stay in the bottle because it is unchilled filtered. You might get a cloudy like fizzle in the glass. That's normal. Don't swirl your whiskey around after you put in your water. Just sort of let it sit naturally. You'll see it mix together itself. You might be able to you can do this. This is sort of getting around, but don't go like ooh. It's not wine. No, I don't do the same thing when I'm doing whiskeys when I'm drinking wine. So maybe just a nice little back and forth there. Now. Holy shit. Holy shit. Wow. I feel like I'm getting more sweetness after adding that water. The citrus notes actually are really starting to pop up. Yeah, I'm really smelling like the lemons. Getting like a little bit of a floral note now. And then the sweet notes are really picking up. Hint of the medicinal notes in the back. The briny, salty, seaweedy smell isn't as potent as it is in the one with it. It's there, but it's like very gentle, very in the back, very, let's just say, this is like you're at the beach or you're in the water out at sea. This is you've been home already. Just a few hours later, you've gotten home, and now you're showering off all the ocean water from yourself. It's kind of like what this is. It's not as strong, but you kind of carry the ocean with you. Very subtle, briny, salty, seaweedy. Yeah, I definitely am getting more sweeter, more floral, more citrus notes with a little cap of water. So now we're going to try it and see. Mm. 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 Quite the opposite on the taste, though. On the taste, I feel like it actually sent out a bigger punch in the mouth, a bigger, smokier, peatier, I should say, bite, more saltness, more seaweediness. A little bit of a spiciness in there. I don't know whether it's just because of the heat of the peat, probably is what I'm getting. Versus this. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this, without the water, is more structured in a way. You get the taste a lot more. Or let's just say this seems to be a smoother version of this. This I still get what I'm getting in this as far as the taste goes, as far as the salt, as far as the peat, as far as the seaweed. This just seems like a nice, almost as if this with the water added adds a coating to the tongue. Nice smooth coating to the tongue. Whereas without the water, it seems to dry the mouth out a lot easier, a lot quicker. Mm-hmm. By far, almost instantly, when you drink it without, and you compare it with this, you can tell this is definitely drying out the mouth easier. It has that heat in it, has that smoke, it has that peat, has a sort of bite to it, has that with the citrus picking up and the sweet tones picking up at the end. Whereas this, I mean, this all throughout. It's amazing. Drinking this with the water takes away any feeling from this without it. Like I said, it is like it's almost like a palate cleanser in a way, adding water to this. It's like, I tried this, which is still really good. I love it without the water. Don't give me, I'm not crapping on it. It's good. But then when you try it with the water and you drink it, it's literally like a whole palate cleanser. Any burn, anything that you had on your tongue from before, it is virtually gone. It's not there. I mean, this is incredible how these two are so extreme. Neither of them are too harsh, but if you drink them side by side, you will not even think that with the water is even remotely the same Scotch that you have without it. I think I really think it all depends on what mood you're in. If you're looking for something that gives you a little bit of brine, a little bit of salt, a little bit of heat, but you still want to be laid back, I would say add water to it. But if you're looking for something just to, really get going, do it without. They're both really good. What is my review on the Laphroaig 10? As you know, whiskeys, I rate out of 100. I don't do the 5-star system like I do with wine. I do out of 100 points. Laphroaig 10, without water. It's briny, salty, and seaweedy, citrusy, sweet, has everything going for it. In the mouth, it has burn, but it has complexity. It eases out at the end, takes its time. Laphroaig 10 without the water gets a 95 out of 100. I think my highest rating so far. I just love Laphroaig 10. To me, it is an easy Scotch. And that's coming from somebody that never used to like Scotches or Islays before. But I love this Scotch. And I think people who really do start to appreciate Scotch a lot more, you can't go wrong with a bottle of Laphroaig 10. 95. With the water added. Still really great. Still really good. I love the smoothness of it. I love that it sort of palatizes, cleanses the palate. But at the same time, I'm drinking a Laphroaig 10. I'm gonna say, if I'm drinking a Laphroaig 10, I want it to be as it is. I want to feel that nice kick that it has. Not that I don't not enjoy the kick that it doesn't have. And mind you, there will be times where I will add water to it just to be like, hey, you know what? I just want something more smoother. But I am going to bring down a few points and give this 89 out of 100 with the water added. It's so much of a difference. Believe me, it is so much of a difference. If I were to put them side by side, and you are someone that can really pick up on smell and taste, you would get the similarities in there, but you would think I poured you a different Scotch, a lesser peated Scotch, lesser citrusy, lesser smokies. You would not you would have to literally see it with your own eyes, like you just did me. You would not believe it. So a big change adding with water. Not a bad change, but a change I must deduct for because I have to go big or go home. At least tonight I do. Anyway, everyone, I am Ryan the Whiskey Guy. Sometimes Ryan the Wine Guy. Ryan Whiskey Wine Dane on YouTube. It's been great doing this review. I have been dying so long to do a Scotch for you. And this is my first Scotch. So stay tuned. I've got more Scotches coming up. Probably my next review might be another wine, but I've got at least, well, I can show you all my collection real quick. This is Monkey Shoulder London Scotch, Pogue's Irish Whiskey, which I took from work because they let me have it. Our Own Stores, Maker's Mark, Private Selection, Blackbone Bourbon, Prime, not to be confused with the Uncut. Our Own Stores, Whiskey, Whistle Pig, Straight Rye, our own barrel. Sazerac Rye. Milton Duff, Speyside, which is by Gordon and MacPhail because Milton Duff does no longer exist. That's a 10-year. So basically, this is a private company that bought them or bought their barrels and labeled it as under them, although it's Milton Duff. But like I said, Milton Duff no longer exists. Open 14. George Stickle Rye, which I thought about doing a review of this, but I don't really know because it's George Stickle. It's good, but it's not great. Angel's Envy Bourbon. James E. Pepper, 1776 Rye. Chieftains, another independent bottler. This is their Bowmore Isla 13. Another whiskey you got to take from work. Woodford Reserve Rye. On the front it says Bad Motherfucker, reference to Pulp Fiction. On the back, Christmas 2017. I have yet to open this. Talisker Storm. Single malt Scotch from the islands. And behind the bar in the living room, I don't have it with me right now because it was too tall to fit into my collection here. I have Eagle Rare Bourbon, which I want that to be my next review. Actually, you know what? Forget wine is my next review. I do that as my next review because I'm almost done with it, and I want to review it for you all. But here's my collection so far, not counting the half a dozen I've already used up. I don't know if I've ever shown you. I've done reviews on them. So some of the past reviews that you've seen, they are no longer with us. So now let's take a moment. Silence. Okay, and well, here's my collection. Here's my review. I know it was a long one, but I've got to have a long one every once in a while. So till next time, everyone, cheers.